Ja hei! Ja tervetuloa takaisin FINNRUNS Winter 2026 tapahtumaan. Kuten olette hienosti meidän striimejä katselleet ja nähneet, niin meillä tämä kieli vaihtuu. Ja silloin tällöin tämä on taas yksi niistä kerroista. FINNRUNS debyyttinsä tekevä Antoine on täällä meillä mukana. Ja hän tulee näyttämään Wolfensteinia. So, samma på engelska and the same in English. Hello and welcome everyone to FINNRUNS Winter 2026. And now, making his FINNRUNS debut, Antoine will run Wolfenstein The New Order. It's all yours.
All right, so I am going to start a new save, the easiest difficulty with a very cool little image. And I will do a countdown for when the run actually starts. 3, 2, 1, lenkille. All right, so this is some kind of war game with an alternate history background, but right now we have a mission. We have to go save the plane, so I will go do that. There we go. And there are some pretty long cutscenes at the start of the game, so I will have plenty of time to explain the game context, what is happening, especially because when we skip some of the cutscenes, it's very hard to understand the story. Like one moment we're in Spain and the other one we're in space, so that is quite important to understand why. All right. So here we have a little shooting session where it's actually kind of important to shoot the planes in the right order to have the fastest dialogues possible. And I missed the very first one, so that's amazing. Alright, my aim is not great today. Alright. Alright. Got the last ones pretty quick, so it should be good. Okay. And now we have a cutscene that is supposed to happen. We are supposed to get hit by that plane. So okay, now we have a pretty long cutscene, couple minutes. So basically, the year is 1946 in the game, and we are currently heading to Germany to kill a Nazi leader to prevent Germany from winning the war, because they have very advanced technology and they're currently winning. So obviously we want to prevent that from happening. This is Fergus, who's currently driving the plane, and he's like a friend slash soldier as well. And he's going to be a main part of the game. At least he could be, because there's a kind of a pivot moment later in the game which we will get to later in that level. So this game has a couple of pretty cool speedrun techs, but not many glitches actually, which is surprising for a Bethesda game. But for comparison, the current world record is 1 hour 33 in glitchless, and the glitch world record is only 6 minutes faster, and it's essentially just two big skips which save about 3 minutes each. But otherwise there's very little glitches in the game, so it's pretty well made. So we just made contact with another character who's going to be pretty important in the game, who is Wyatt. He is currently trying to save that plane, and he just managed. And he will be equally as important as Fergus later. So here we're going to do our first speedrun tech, which is to reload the last checkpoint, and that's actually going to put us further in the game, because the checkpoint actually just skips a few things that will otherwise happen. those skips don't always save RTA, so I'm not going to do all of them that I would do in a normal run, but this one does save a good 10-15 seconds. So it's a very important one to do. So yeah, we just jumped out of our own plane. Don't ask why. And their pilot in this plane has died, so we now kind of take over and get to Germany with the rest of the troops. So that is Wyatt, who is not a pilot but saved the plane through the radio. And now we have a little bit more waiting. The first half hour of this game is a lot of cutscenes and kind of waiting and whatnot, but the last hour is pretty action-packed, so it gets interesting after a little bit.
Grab your ball back, Glasgow. Brace for impact. We're coming down hard.
There we go.
Fuck all. Hold on.
So the advanced technology that I mentioned earlier includes something that I would really hate in real life, which is robot dogs. And this scared me a lot when I played this game. When I started playing this game. Now I'm kind of immune to them, I guess. But yes, they're pretty terrifying otherwise. Lots of jump scare as well. But when you know when they happen, it's pretty okay. Alright. Here we're gonna slide under. Perfect. Now we have a little swimming level. So there's a lot of speedrunners in this game who would swim diagonally and spam the sprint button. And while it looks pretty fast actually when you do it, I did some testing and I found out that running straight and just doing the sprint button every now and then is just as fast. So I think it just feels smoother. Alright, so here, for example, I could skip a checkpoint, which would save about 1 to 2 seconds of in-game time, but because the loading screens are pretty long in this game, I'd rather not do it. There we go, we got rid of the dogs for now. And we are gonna finally get a weapon. There we go. And you're gonna see me jump a lot when running a straight line in this game, and that is because there's a mechanic where as you keep sprinting you're gonna lose some speed, and a second, and actually jumping resets that initial sprint. So as I keep jumping I'm gonna reset that speed. Oh my god, okay. That guy doesn't usually spawn. Oh. So engaging in combat with the dog would actually lose a little bit of time, so we prefer to just jump over them. It's actually quite convenient that you're allowed to do that. And there is an interesting mechanic in this game where you are going to want to skip killing some enemies, because the least enemies you kill, the least enemies will spawn later in the same level. There's some kind of a mob cap, I guess, where skipping some enemies is actually beneficial, and like you can sometimes find yourself with a completely empty room later if you manage to go through without killing a lot of enemies. Alright. So there's health on the ground which you can pick up, and like most Wolfenstein game, you can pick up infinite amount of health, but any health above 100 will just gradually go down. There we go, perfect grenade. And here I want to try to finish that level with at least 5 ammo without having to reload, so that I can activate the last checkpoint. You'll see what I mean. So here I actually managed with a lot more ammo than I needed. I have 20. But basically, as you open this door here, you're gonna get attacked by a robot dog, and you need to shoot 5 ammo at it so that it triggers that the help from Wyatt, basically.
Hey, you okay, Captain? Take my hand, I'll help you up.
Private Wyatt, good kid.
And then we can move forward. Oops. There we go.
Pay attention, bear boys. This is all turned from a goose hunt to a stick-up job. Behind us now is a centre pillar of the German army. What are you doing in that bastard?
So now we're in front of the building where the bad guys are supposedly hiding.
It is all over. Now climb. Look, hide. Protect the lads on the wall. Covering fire.
It's actually a pretty fun section because, again, you don't need to kill every enemy. Some of them will just die automatically by your friends. Here I'm just going a little bit on the left because that happens, and you need to dodge a big boulder. Plus you can skip that machine gun. But yeah, there's a limit of how fast you can go, so that guy will always reach the window before you, but unfortunately that is gonna cost him quite a lot.
Almost there, sir. Just keep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sirs. I didn't see
So
it
here is actually going to be one of the levels where we kill the least enemies, or one of the rooms, I guess. The fastest strat is actually to just run past literally everybody, including that dog, that guy, that other guy. Oh, and I didn't manage to run fast enough past the dog. So that's what happens. Otherwise, go up the stairs. Hopefully I can skip that dog. Yes, I can. Taking a little bit of health on the way. It's not actually that useful.
Glasgow, we're pinned down in the courtyard. Quiet.
This dog cannot be avoided, so we have to kill him. And there we go, we reached that section. And then, kind of like the planes, there's a certain order that I like to kill those enemies, but actually there's a pretty long dialogue from Fergus where it's kind of unskippable, and no matter how fast you kill those enemies, the dialogue is always going to be basically the same length, but I like to do it fast anyway.
Hey, bring back my bonny to me, the Jesus Almighty. How many of them are
Yeah,
there?
and then you have to wait here for the dialogues to end.
Don't leave us.
If you go a bit further, there's some kind of weird glitch that happens that can make you lose time. So I prefer to wait here and wait for
That's some very fine Nazi killing there, sir.
a certain line.
Captain. Right, everybody head for the crash.
There we go.
Blazkowicz, we'll meet you there. Thank you, Captain Blazkowicz, sir. Move it, son.
Can't move this beam from our position. We're trapped up here, Blazkowicz. See if you can remove this beam from your possession.
Sir, maybe you can use this to pry it loose.
All right.
Come on, lads. Scream through.
Yes, sir.
You believe it, Pendergast? Well then, Beppers. I reckon you boys better jump.
Here we're going to do another checkpoint skip, which is going to be pretty telling, where that guy is going to be about to jump over the gap, and we're going to skip, reload the next checkpoint, or the last checkpoint, and he's already going to be on the other side, and we're going to be ready to jump. So it saves about 10 seconds. There we go. The PCs here are actually pretty good, so the loading times is not as long as during the runs at home, usually. And there we go.
I've got you.
Right, so we just got a stone dropped on our face, but we're fine. Blazkowicz is some kind of super soldier. As you will probably notice during the game, he can take a lot of damage without really caring. So this room is pretty disgusting, so I will kind of explain while looking at this wall. We're in some kind of incinerator, where they burn bodies, basically. So obviously we want to get out of here. So Fergus asks Wyatt to find a way out. So he's gonna try to push buttons randomly to open that door. Unfortunately, he's gonna trigger the incinerators instead because he's an idiot, and now we have to quickly get out of the room. But there's nothing I can do about it. I have to wait for these guys to figure out a solution. Right, and the key is actually here, so I'm just gonna stand here. There we go. Gonna open the door and grab our friend who is incapacitated. In sections where you have to walk, where you can sprint, it's actually faster to go diagonally. Just a little bit faster, but it's always nice to remember. And here we're in a completely empty room with absolutely no threats whatsoever. That's obviously a lie. And he has some kind of breather in his back, which we're going to try to destroy. Once they're destroyed, you can shoot his face, and the boss dies. And you want to kill it fast enough that Wyatt doesn't fall on the ground, otherwise he takes like 15 seconds to come back up, and you lose a lot of time actually. And so that's what happened here. He didn't have to get up, he was right next to the door, which triggers the next section, so it's perfect.
I can hear someone out there. Someone's coming.
And here is Death's Head, which is the main villain of this game, and the guy we were actually coming to kill. Can shoot through the glass, obviously that's what I've tried many times. And the walls are closing on us, so it's not great.
What are you people doing in there?
There we go. So we lost consciousness, and next is probably actually the longest cutscene in the game. It's about 4 minutes long, but at the end of it we have to make a very important choice. So I mentioned that Fergus and Wyatt can both be equally as important. And actually we have to choose between the two of them.
I like you. Such a resilient specimen.
Very resilient, indeed. And choosing between the two of them, obviously, when you do your first playthrough, you'd probably choose to kill Wyatt, because he just almost got you killed with the incinerator. You seem to know Fergus for much longer. But actually for the speedrun, unfortunately we're gonna have to kill Fergus, because the route is much faster with Wyatt. He can open doors and lockpick doors, which just skip through whole sections of some levels, and it's just way more convenient. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say bye-bye to Fergus. And he's running some kind of experiments where he takes their brain and puts them in robots. So, yeah, very disturbing stuff. But, like, he just asks you to choose between the two, but he takes 2 minutes to do so. When he could just ask, you know.
I have inadequate room for samples. Should you decline my opinion, I shall have to put a scalpel to both of them, and we'd be here all day.
I think if you don't make a choice, if you wait for a sufficient amount of time, he just ends up killing both and killing you. So,
Look to the one
yep.
you would have me dissect. Really, this one. I would have elected other, but
He says he would have preferred the other one, which is fair enough. You know, he's younger, but it's fine. And he doesn't want the left one because one of his eye is already damaged, I think. And now we are being guarded by a giant robot, but Wyatt actually has a plan, so we're gonna follow through with it. And those robots have a very big weakness. As we saw in the previous level, they have some kind of breathing mechanism in the back, and we can take advantage of this here by stabbing it. There we go.
Sir, we have to disable these nozzles for the incinerator. Grab the pipe and help us smash it.
Nope. There we go. You just have to destroy 3 of the 6, and Wyatt does the rest, and he will instantly teleport here. And here we're gonna see the mechanic where you can lockpick. Basically, what it does is you just have to align the little thing with the 3 dots, which looks very simple, and it is very simple until they start moving a lot, and sometimes it can take like 5-10 seconds to open a door, which is annoying. So okay, I skipped that cutscene, and now we are in an asylum, so it doesn't really make any sense. Basically, we got very injured, and we got transported to Poland to recover. And yeah, our friends, as far as I know, have been captured. And yeah, this is where the next sections of the game is going to start. But here we obviously see that the Nazis have some kind of control over that asylum where they can just take patients as they please, which is pretty bad. And obviously, I didn't mention this, but obviously we didn't kill Death's Head, so we didn't win the war, and we're gonna have to win it another way much later, because as you're gonna be able to see in the next cutscene, we're gonna actually spend 14 years in that asylum. So when we come back in action, it's gonna be 1960, which is very, very late.
Strange sensation. Trapped in my body. I black out. I'm losing time. Sometimes the seasons change.
Alright, so now it's 1960. We've been here for 14 years, we haven't gotten up, basically. And they are announcing that they're closing the asylum and basically getting rid of the patients because they are not useful anymore. So this is Anya, by the way, who's currently on the ground. She's been taking care of us for 14 years. And thankfully, she is still alive right now. But you can tell that the Nazis killed her family, which is pretty rude. Alright. And now we're finally going to be able to get up.
Where'd they take you? Legs are like jelly. Fingers feel numb. Mother of all headaches.
Alright, so now our mission is to find Anya and get out of there. So again, we skip most of the enemies, including the drone. We could skip that section, but I actually have to go up that attic to recover a silencer for the gun, because it will come in handy later in some other levels which require that silencer. So we have to lose those 5 seconds to save many minutes later. Alright. I'm preemptively throwing a grenade to kill some enemies. Oh. And it worked, okay. And I'm trying to finish the level as close to Anya as possible so that I can trigger the end of the level as soon as the drones have been destroyed. So now we captured the guy who was at the asylum, and because it's 14 years later and we have no idea what's actually happening in the world, we are gonna get some information out of him using a chainsaw. The most important information being where is the resistance being kept prisoner. There we go. And so I'm gonna skip the cutscene again, but he's basically gonna tell us that the resistance is being kept prisoner in Berlin, in the Eisenwald prison. So we need to go from Poland to Germany to recover our friends. And we're gonna go by train. And this is gonna be the first stealth level where it's very important that we are not seen. Otherwise, it can trigger some extra waves of enemies, which actually cost quite a bit of time. So if I do happen to be seen, I will probably have to restart the level, which will cost time, but will cost less time than if I'm if I have to kill the entire wave of enemies. So that is... Oh, great, got stuck instantly. That is why I got the silencer from the previous level, so that I can actually go through this one fairly quickly without being heard. There we go. So I have to hit headshots here so that they die in one shot. Otherwise I can do 2 body shots, which I will do in later section of the level. Oh god, sprinting is hard in this game. 2 body shots also works, but you have to hit the second shot before they shoot themselves. Otherwise they will alert the officer and then the level is basically over. So here we don't care about being stealthy actually. Oh, great. In that section we don't care about being stealthy. It's like indoors, so they don't really care. There is no officer that can call reinforcements. And we just pick through those doors. So far the doors are being nice. They're not moving too much. That's quite a decent part of RNG in those levels, where if you lose 5 seconds on the door, it's not the end of the world, but it's quite frustrating. The good thing about those doors is while you're lockpicking them, enemies can still shoot you, but they will stop moving, which is actually fairly convenient. And very nice of them to stop moving while you're trying to pick the doors. So yeah. I need to reload because I need more than 10 weapons. 10 ammo, sorry. Okay. Oof. Didn't hit the first shot on this guy, so I had to hit a second body shot. And I killed the guy, and oh, just need to grab that grenade, which will come in handy for the very end of the level now. We're almost done with that level, but there are 2 giant robots to now take care of. And when you first play through the game, they can actually be quite challenging, but then you figure out that you can just kill that one by pressing a button, which is very amazing game design. And then this one you paralyze with a grenade, and then they have a soft spot in the back which you shoot and they die in a few seconds. And it's actually really fast to kill them when you know these techniques. And now you can exit. So that was the checkpoint to get onto a train. So now we're getting onto the train to Germany, and we are gonna meet 2 more of the big antagonists in this game, or these 2 guys, Frau Engel and Booby. Actually, very cool name, I guess. And you know, you wish you could just go back to your cabin and avoid eye contact, but they're gonna not let you do that.
Just head back to the cabin. Avoid eye contact.
Yep.
Sie können den Kaffee auf dem Tisch abstellen.
There we go. And we're gonna play some kind of game with them, which she will explain for like 2 minutes, but thankfully we can actually skip that explanation as soon as we sit down and
Auch, Bubi?
go straight into the game. So basically, she's going to ask us to pick between two pictures every time. And it doesn't actually matter which of the two pictures you choose, as long as you don't pick the third option, which is to select the gun, because if you try, no matter when you try, no matter at which timing, even when she looks back here, if you try to take the gun, that robot just kills you instantly. So it doesn't matter which picture you choose, as long as you don't pick the gun, you're fine.
Ja, das werden wir bald wissen, nicht wahr? Diesmal wählen Sie das Bild, das Sie am meisten mit
Oh, I hate spiders, actually.
erfüllt. Ich hätte sagen sollen, dass das Ihre letzte Wahl ist. Also wählen Sie weise.
Alright, yeah, I definitely hate the spiders, sorry. So here you think you failed the game, but actually no,
Sag
she's
Ihnen etwas.
doing
Wenn
some
Sie
kind of
Aria gewesen wären,
little weird prank on you.
hätten Sie zur Waffe gegriffen.
Sie müssen diese Dame schon entschuldigen, aber sie ist sehr stolz darauf, diese Bilder
Oh ja.
jetzt so mit wildfremden Männern zu spielen.
Now we're safe and we can go back to the cabin.
Diese Bilder. Urlaubsfotos, alte Kriegsaufnahmen. Gar nichts. Davon abgesehen kann ich ein Nicht-Arier.
So we're still in the part of the game where there's a bunch of waiting and talking and whatever. But a couple levels from now, we'll actually be playing for several minutes at a time, which is nice.
Lass gut sein. Vergessen Sie den Kaffee für Ihre Freundin nicht.
There we go, walking diagonally. The physics of the coffee is very funny, by the way. I don't know if you can tell.
William, in here.
Just some kind of circle that rotates. Okay.
William.
And now we're gonna try to find a way to get into the Berlin prison. And the way that we have found is by going to the police headquarters first, and from the police headquarters, sneak our way into the prison.
I know where to go. A way to get inside Eisenwald prison. There's a hotel. It's on the same street as secret police headquarters.
There we go.
Everybody knows about it. Secret police headquarters is notorious here in
So
Berlin.
apparently everybody knows about the
Bring
secret
prisoners
police
inside
headquarters,
Tapahtuman.
which I
Forbidden.
think
They
defies
keep them back to
the
Eisenwald prison.
fact that they're
They're still
secrets.
alive.
But it's whatever.
Something's happening. There's a prison transport arriving. Come quickly.
There's a pretty funny jump here, where you're supposed to grab that that pipe to go down, but you can just jump and try to not die by doing so, because there is a chance to just fall off to the right. There we go. And now we got one of the most important weapons in the game, which is the laser cutter, which allows us to go through grids like this. And my favorite game is trying to come up with the smallest possible hole to slide through. Oh, and I might have gotten too small here. Oh, yeah, my bad. There we go. Oh my god, okay. And I was gonna say here, we have to skip the enemies by jumping, because enemies that don't have guns will try to stab you, but if you are in the air while they're trying to stab you, they're actually not going to be able to do so. But that one next to the window was actually close enough to get me, which is unfortunate. But yeah, usually it's decently easy, I guess, to dodge them. It's a little bit of a habit when it comes to the timing at which you need to jump. So here we are trying to follow these prisoners to get to the prison with them. And fun fact, one of these prisoners is actually French. I didn't know this until like 2 weeks into speedrun attempts, where I actually started listening to what he was saying, and he was actually just saying stuff in French, like stop pushing and stuff like that. But it's not subtitled, so if you don't listen carefully, you can't really tell. There we go. On our way to the prison, which is the longest level of the game, actually. But it's a very fun one.
Concrete for miles.
Alright, so we start without a gun, because obviously we couldn't have gotten into the train with a gun. So all we have for now is a knife. But obviously we're gonna steal some weapons, as you might have guessed. So here we use the laser cutter to get through the door. And here's where it gets tricky. You have to skip these guys. Skip that guy. Oh, he didn't even move forward, so he was actually very easy to skip. And then you skip that guy. And then, as I said, when you are trying to open a door, they stop moving. So the guy with the bat is not even trying to follow me right now. It's pretty nice of him. Here, if you go at the bottom, you can get an upgrade for the laser cutter, which actually can save some time later in the run, but because it loses quite a bit of time to get the upgrade, it's currently not being used in glitch test runs, but it's oh shit, maybe I messed up. Okay, no, never mind. I should be good. Alright, and we skip these guys and we take the elevator. That guy just gives up as soon as we get to the elevator. It's pretty funny. And so we are still trying to find the resistance in the prison to free them, and then find the rest of the resistance outside and start a revolution. So again, I'm still jumping as soon as I can. There we go, get rid of that guy. And while the animation is playing of our friend trying to get rid of his mask, we can reload the gun, which is pretty good. There we go, so we found Wyatt in the prison. Obviously, he's aged 14 years, so he's not as young anymore.
And here you are, back from the dead, to save us all. Imagine that. Oh, what have you been up to, Captain Blasphemous?
But he's not the only one that we are freeing, obviously. So here we're being attacked by the guards. And we have to find a way to get out of the room to kill them from behind. So there's actually a pretty funny strat here, where at the start of the speedruns in this game, we would kill the soldier who's in that control room. But there's actually just a faster way to do it, where we open the door right away, we take a gun and we just go. Because the only thing that matters is activating that animation here. And that's actually... Oof, okay, let's not die. That's actually the fastest way to go about it. Okay, we can get all the ammunition here while Wyatt is getting out. And now we just have to wait for him to get there to open that door to the elevator. The doors are being very nice today. That's amazing. That's the FINNRUNS RNG.
Gosh, you picked a heck of a time to show up.
All right.
Heck of a time. Not many of us left still fighting since the war ended, you know. Spitting.
So yeah, the war ended, as you mentioned. The Nazis have won in that timeline, and we are trying to make it change. We're trying to turn it back.
This whole city block.
So we can't actually get through that section until Wyatt decides to. I've tried, but there's a big robot dog.
I think we can make it. Follow me.
And there we go.
Come this way, Captain.
Here we do another checkpoint skip. Oh, Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was not restarting the entire thing. And that checkpoint skip is going to skip Wyatt taking his tool and going to the other door and starting to open the other door. And we're going to skip straight to that second door being opened. There we go. Oh. Right. So the guys with the shotguns have the same weakness as the big enemies from before, where they have some kind of breather in the back, and by targeting it, you can kill them much faster. Oh, I'm out of ammo. That's not great. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have to count between 11 and 12 before you can slide under the door. And here you have to skip as many enemies as possible, and it's actually one of the levels where it's the most important, because you get to that part, you jump over the dog, and then hopefully, yeah, if you're lucky, you skip that guy, and then that door opens, and usually there is a guy waiting for you here, and it costs a little bit of time to kill him, but by avoiding everybody, the door opens, but there is nobody behind, and it's pretty funny. And you just walk straight through. Destroying the turrets is optional. It's just saves a little bit of health later as you drive the car, but it's not actually super important. And here we have exactly 10 seconds of driving and then never again in the game. So enjoy it. And there we go. So okay, we made it out of the prison. We have our friend. Now we have to get back to the headquarters of the resistance and avoid all the Nazis in the city, obviously.
Quiet, you! Dead end, Cap. What now?
I can't believe you made it out of there.
All right. So right now it's us, Wyatt, and Anya, and the headquarters of the resistance is actually in the middle of Berlin, believe it or not, but it's actually underground, which is where we're heading right now. So that's why I said that the laser cutter is one of the most important weapons in the game, because you use it so much all the time. In basically every level, I believe, requires it at some point. I don't know if that's how physics work. I don't think you'd be able to open that door in real life, but Blazkowicz can, obviously.
I'm so sorry.
And here we are.
Great job keeping us alive out there, Captain. It's good to be home.
There we go. Here we skip through Wyatt, which I believe saves a little bit of time for them getting to that door, which is where the resistance is hiding.
Why don't you sit
There we go.
Miss Anya?
Now we have to find the files for their secret project, which were in here this entire time. Very well hidden.
For you to take
And there we go. So now
Much obliged, Captain Blazkowicz.
they have a mission where
For an assignment.
they want to steal some very high advanced, high technology helicopters. And for that, we are going to London, actually, where they build some big research facility where they're building all kinds of technological stuff. It's also a very interesting level of the game, probably many people's favorites. I personally don't like it as a speedrunner because there is a very RNG part with some waves of enemies which can hide in places and take a lot of time to find. But otherwise it's a pretty good level.
Unrelenting resistance. And then the Nazis brought in the London Monitor and everything went to shit from there. They just do whatsoever they please now. They just fucking leveled everything and erected this fucking monstrosity. It's a top Nazi research facility, this is.
So he's basically explaining what I've said with less details.
Caroline and the other pilots should be over the radio tower by now, you see it. Anya's operating the radio back in Berlin. You can reach
and so we are driving to that research facility, and this guy, which we don't really know,
this is where you get off.
Is gonna help us
so long, Blazkowicz.
Get into the facility.
You make this count, all right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So it's going to be a little bit of a mess, but at least it's going to make it much easier for us to make our way through, because we're not ready for that. There we go. So here I can unfortunately not make a tiny hole because I have to go through it twice. Oh. Okay. And this is another level where it's actually important that we have the silencer. Just for like 2 enemies, but it's still pretty important. So this guy... Oh. And this guy. And then we don't really need the silencer now. So here is another of the big robots, and it's actually not that easy to kill because he doesn't show us his back like the other robots that we previously killed. But it's actually pretty funny because you can just skip it altogether. The developers didn't really think about that part. So you just completely ignore the big robots and you go through. There we go, I'm taking the shotgun. Not very clean. Here you have to kill that robot. And here I grab the handle and then I do a checkpoint skip, and it's gonna actually despawn all of the enemies. Otherwise, as I'm trying to open the door, they keep shooting me and I lose a lot of health, and it's actually very hard to make it through the next section. So there we go. There we go. And here it's also very important that you don't kill some enemies, so that in the last section some specific enemies don't spawn. So if you can skip that guy, that's great. And there we go. Then you select the laser cutter because you can be pretty confident that the enemies in question are not going to spawn. And there we go, they are not here. So you can safely open that hatch and go through. Here there's a pretty specific lineup. You throw a grenade up and it destroys the elevator, which allows you to go up really quickly. You need to not move, otherwise you're gonna bonk your head and die. But yeah, there we go. Now you enter the actual facility. And this is where we get a big upgrade on our laser cutter.
I think I found something. What do you see?
So that's not the helicopters we were looking for, but that's still pretty cool. So we use our laser cutter last time, we press that button, and then we can get through here and get the upgraded laser cutter, which can actually damage enemies now, which is pretty nice. Alright. I'll make a little hole that we go through. Another grenade here to destroy that elevator, otherwise we have to shoot every joint individually and it takes a little bit. Oh, that's not big enough. Nope. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, there we go.
There's my helicopters. That's it, engineering. That's your bottom dollar is.
Oh my god, my aim. Okay, we hit the soft spot on that guy. Where's the guy? Right here. Okay. Oh, we don't have a grenade. That's interesting. Okay, we just kill him normally. That's fine. Oh. And here it's pretty important that we get the upgrade on the upgraded laser weapon, because that's going to allow us to kill some enemies much faster later, especially big robots. Where are the guys? Okay, so this is the level that I mean, where the enemies can hide and make your life pretty miserable. Are you still alive? Oh my god. Okay, the alarm has changed, which means we're in phase 2. So that's good. Phase 1 went relatively quickly. I can hear somebody here. Ah, there we go. And yeah, that's the annoying part where the guys are hiding and I have no idea where. And that's where you lose a lot of time in the actual run, and where, like, if it doesn't go well, you probably have to reset here. Here we're just gonna keep looking for him. Actually, I have no idea where it could be. Oh. They, I guess. Alright. We got the loading, so that means phase 2 is over, and now we have one last boss. And because of our upgraded weapon, we're going to be able to kill it very, very fast. There we go. Now we grab the ladder, and we are out.
Right. Nazi's dead. Nazi robot's dead. Broke all your shit.
We switch to the cutting part instead of the shooting part. Or shooting mode. Oh. There we go. And that button opens the roof, so our friends can come in. We can just jump from here.
You folks are crazy.
Oh my god! Look out! No.
So this is Caroline, who was previously in the wheelchair, so obviously we have to escort her to the helicopter, which she's gonna drive.
My hero.
And there we go, so now we stole some very high technologically advanced helicopters, and we are gonna be able to use them later. But for now we're going back to the base. There we go. So now we're trying to find a way to get into the labor camp. I think it's in Germany as well, I don't actually remember. And to get there we have to analyze some concrete, which I don't actually remember why in the lore we have to do that, but that is what we have to do, don't ask. There we go. Nice, here there's some drones, but we can ignore them. That's the only enemies in that level. Boom. Alright, so now we're getting the concrete.
Maybe check on Max. See if he's okay. Lost toy. Well, I found you.
Okay, and the next... Oh, I actually forgot. Need to get here first. Then talk to Anya. And the next level is gonna be in the labor camp, which is
Give me some time to analyze this.
another pretty long level, and actually kind of hard to get good at.
Find what you were looking for.
It's a lot of movement, a lot of avoiding enemies. Here where you can wait for like a few seconds. And that's our the two people that we met in the train 16 years later. And they are a bit stupid, so they're not gonna recognize us.
Hey, was ist mit dem hier?
Zu massiv. Der frisst uns die Haare vom Kopf.
Nee, der kommt mir irgendwie bekannt vor. Der sieht wie ein Schwerbeiter aus. Bitte, Freunde.
Wolfgang, der hier.
No. Alright. The reason we are here, by the way, is because we are looking for Seth, who is a prisoner in here, but also a member of the Das Jihad, which is a group of people who had very advanced technology and could have actually defeated Nazi Germany back in the days, but they got arrested, and actually their technology got stolen, which is how Germany is so advanced in that timeline. There we go. So we made a distraction to switch uniforms with that guy so that we can actually get in the same block as the guy we're looking for. There we go.
It's like this. Auschwitz, Buchenwald, from east to west.
And we find the guy. He talks to us. Tells us we need something from here. Basically, we are looking for a battery which is gonna allow us to get out of the camp. And once he's with us, he's gonna be able to help us with some more advanced weapons. Right now we got captured, as you can tell, by a guy who's very mean. But he's gonna make a big mistake, which is to leave us alive. So yeah. I forgot the Steam notifications. Oops. That hurts a lot, and we're actually going to be on the lowest possible amount of HP for the next section, and we're going to be without weapons except for the knife, which he kindly left us. So it's actually a section where you don't want to be hit a lot, except the first guy. Actually, I would like to get stabbed by, because while we are engaging in stabbing with him, the rest of the enemies stop. Oh, well, never mind, I can just skip him as well. The rest of the enemies stop moving, and so that actually makes that section here a little bit easier. And there we go, I made it through. Oh, I made it through everyone almost without getting stabbed, so that's pretty good. And now we're out. We're gonna find Seth again. Now we're actually going to get the... What? Okay, we're actually going to get the battery. I got stuck by some random dude here. And there is a very fun section ahead, right after that section here, which I will explain in due time. Oh, so that is when the door is not being nice and it's moving all over the place. It ended up being pretty okay. There we go. There we go. And hopefully we can skip this guy. Nope! Couldn't skip him, but we still get the battery. Lost like 2 seconds because of getting stabbed by him, but it's not the end of the world. So now we set the battery, and he has like a little remote here, which he's gonna use to control that giant robot, which we had not seen before. And we are gonna use that robot to get out. He's also gonna almost kill one of the people we met in the train. Almost being the key word, because she's just gonna need some surgery, but she will live, unfortunately. Yeah.
You will die like vermin. I will hunt you down to the end of the earth.
So yeah, these guys are trying to shoot the big robot while she's
Your fat surrendered.
talking to us.
Exterminated. In the end, I will feed your flesh to the furnace.
There we go. Yeah, she even gets thrown on a tree and still survives. That's great. There we go. And now we're gonna be able to control that machine for the rest of the level. And it's kind of the same as the shooting the plane level from the very, very start, where there is some kind of path to respect and like enemies to kill in the right order. So we're gonna start by switching to the minigun and shooting a gas tank here. Then we make it through those walls. After making through those walls, we kill that robot, which then causes enemies to come out of that door. Once the enemies in that door are dead, this door opens. Oh, stuck. We kill that robot, then we kill that guy. And when they're all dead, that door opens, and we just skip everybody now, and we don't really care. They will actually despawn when we reach that point, so it doesn't even matter. And there we go. Really, it was pretty clean actually. And now he's gonna open the gates, and we're gonna leave with those vehicles, but first we need to get rid of the remaining of the guards. So I'm getting rid of those walls here so that I have better vision on the Nazis later. They have less hiding spots, so it's always convenient. And here we can kind of kill them in the right order. It doesn't actually matter that much. But I like to just focus that door first. And all that matters is that we kill the big robot that shows up as fast as he appears. As soon as he appears, sorry. I also like to target the guys with rocket launchers first, because they do a lot more damage. There we go, the robot appears, shoot him instantly. There we go, and now we can just clean the rest. And we're good. And now we can exit. And that's it for the level. So we should be about an hour 5 in terms of RTA.
No one leaves my cat.
Yeah. Anyway, now you have to go find a welder for Seth so that he can fix some mini submarine for us to use. first we ask Wyatt where it is. He doesn't know, or he tells us it's at the fountain, so we have to go back to the fountain. There we go. Can make a little hole here. Oh, slide through. Oh my god. Slide through. Oh. Okay. What is that game's problem? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got the welder, and instead of just asking for help to come back up, Blasco just decides that it's better to go on a little tour of the sewers. So there we are. Here we shoot this. That ladder is actually the death of me. Like, I grab it like 1 in 10 times. There we go. We got another upgrade on the weapon, which does more damage to big enemies. And speaking of big enemies, we're gonna actually kill them pretty fast now with our new weapon. There we go. And then we slide under the door. Now I wish we could slide in here, but actually we have to go out later while crouching, so we have to make a decently big hole. Switch back to the knife. Slide once, twice, 3 times, and we are out with the welder.
Long wall for a lousy welder.
There we go.
Oh, that's all I need. Or actually,
So that's what he's building.
deliver this note to Anya. She will...
And that's what we're going to be using in the next level, which is
William,
an other underwater section.
do you have a moment?
Hast du Platzgewitz gesehen?
There we go.
First phase of the plan to gain access to Set's underwater safekeep. Use the tunnel glider to find a way into
The tunnel glider is actually pretty hard to use when you're not used to it, but then it's actually getting pretty smooth when you actually know how it works.
William, can you hear me? You have to make your way all the way through the sewer tunnels and into the Berlin.
It took me actually a while to learn how to be efficient in that level, but basically you want to park as close to the door as possible, and then you can use the laser cutter here.
The red tide was rising.
Bang. You're ready to go through. And same for that door, except here the chain is on the other side.
You are right underneath the Eisenwald prison now. Caroline told me a few inmates tried to escape through the sewer system with some valuables a few years ago. They didn't make it very far.
13 years old. From the pond by the stables. Came up covered in leeches.
Here we go.
Crazy. Filthy leeches.
And what we're trying to achieve, by the way, right now in the story is more stealth and more stealing stuff. Basically, we're trying to infiltrate a Nazi submarine so that we can reach some underwater secret place where secret weapons are being kept. So we're using a submarine to get into a bigger submarine, basically. And also that's where we give up on our small submarine. We can finish the level by swimming, which is actually, well, faster for that section. There we go. Just enough space for us to go through. More ladders. I love ladders.
Used to regulate overflow. You will have to find a way to reach the platform on the other side.
All right.
Well done, William. Through the last section, you will have to swim. The catacombs are close.
There we go. Also found out that you don't die from the bomb, it just pushes you. So you can kind of just follow it.
Soldiers. It wasn't as dark as this.
There we go. Oh, please swim. And here you can skip the swimming by running on the side of the... Oh. On the side of the water, I guess.
Age 19, dove down the well to salvage father's watch, but it wasn't as deep as this.
And then the last section is the second and the last kind of stealth section, where you don't actually lose time if you get seen, but enemies start spawning, and it's kind of annoying because you just have a higher chance of dying, but you can still technically make it through just as fast if you get seen. There we go. So we're equipping the silencer anyway. That guy makes a big scream, but that guy doesn't hear it. That guy doesn't hear it. And that dog doesn't hear it. So we're good. And we can make it through the level now. Mostly unharmed. Nobody will spawn.
Locate the train and drive it to the abandoned underground train station.
But here enemies are actually going to spawn, so we're going to take the health just to be safe. And oh. And we're going to run to the train as fast as possible and try not to die. There we go. We made it. Decently fast, without taking many risks, so everything is perfect. And so now, by some magic, we are now in the secret submarine that we're going to try to steal. So again, as much enemies as we can avoid killing, the better. That guy was in the way, but yeah, the less we kill, the less will spawn later. So here, for example, there should be a lot of enemies, but there's going to be like 1 or 2 because we basically didn't kill anybody. We unfortunately get under 80 health, which means we're not going to heal back to 100, but only heal back to 80, which is perfectly fine. Just important knowing that you always heal back to the closest 20. There we go. Using the laser cutter here again. Nope. Is that gonna be enough? Yes. Oops. All right. I'm gonna switch that to that. The alarm should change. There we go. That means the second wave is gonna spawn now. That guy still has the weak spot in his back, which we're trying to target. There we go. Oh, he didn't actually die. And that door should open now. And we ignore everybody, we just shoot those. Okay, and we're good. It was a little bit scary, my aim was a little bit stuck. And now we make it to the underwater safe using that submarine.
My father taught me this rhyme as a child. Now many other songs for different places. Whoa, something's moving.
And we're with Seth and Wyatt, by the way. Just so you have some idea of the characters.
Can you feel the earth trembling? This entryway hasn't been used for centuries.
There we go.
Step inside. Very good. How do you kindle a
So now there is a little bit of waiting. He has to travel through that entire thing, and we kind of just have to wait. There is no way to speed it up. So, okay. Now you're gonna have to follow up, because that is quite dank what's gonna happen. We are gonna use one of the weapons that we're gonna find here to destroy a bridge. On that bridge, there is a Nazi general who is going to the London Nautica to take off for the moon, and we're gonna steal his papers, pretend to be him, and go to the moon instead of him. And yeah, interesting, right? That's all part of the big plan, obviously.
Let me see. Warning. Blah 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 blah. Bobby Mises. Just step inside.
It's just so you're not confused when 1 second we are on a bridge and the next we're on the moon, you know, it's you gotta know the lore, kind of.
This we used to get to the main hall. I don't recognize these symbols. Oh, let me see.
Alright. So we make it through the door, nothing actually happened to Seth, he was just being dramatic. And it's actually quite important that in the previous level I didn't shoot too much of the laser gun. You can see at the bottom right I have like 80% left. It's actually pretty important because we need to use the laser gun to get up these things. And if you use too much, you're gonna have to reload it, and it takes like, you lose like 5-10 seconds. So, you know, it's always just convenient to save your ammo. That's one big part of the game is using your ammo at the right time. So having good aim is a plus, but I have terrible aim and I still make it through the game just fine, so it's not like completely necessary.
Okay, are you ready, Ingle? 1, 2, 3, go!
Right, so that failed.
Hold this piece for me. Oh yes. Oh yes.
So we get yet another upgrade on the laser weapon, which is now gonna allow us to hit those, which makes stairs, which if I was actually in a speedrun I would only shoot one of the two and then jump between them, but because I don't want to fall, I'm shooting all of them and it doesn't matter. Barely loses any time. Alright. So yeah, he's still yelling at me to get all the way up even though I'm on my way down. That's fine. Going too fast for the old man. And now I'm gonna try to get on there. But if I don't make it, that's fine. Yeah, it's a bit tricky to make it on. But basically, if you make it onto there, when that thing opens, you can jump straight from this platform to the border, and you save 1 second, 2 seconds. But here I just have to wait a little bit. I get the thing, and there we go. Okay, so we're gonna make it out of the underwater and use one of the helicopters that we stole to throw that giant weapon on that bridge while the train is going on with the guy heading for the moon in it. I'm gonna let that cutscene go for a little bit just so you can see how the weapon works. But yes, basically it's a floating metal ball which shoots cables and then twists to destroy everything. There we go. Now you know how it works. And that is the train that we just stopped. And that is where we need to go to steal the papers. Alright.
Doing good, Cap. I'll keep scouting for a place to drop you off close to the Nautica railway wagon. I don't think I'll find one. Too much debris and ticked off Nazis. Keep doing your thing on foot.
Williams, in accordance with protocol, Death's Head's chief
I upgrade my
will be wearing an all-white uniform.
weapon here.
Finds a Nazi with the white uniform.
There we go. Which allows us to shoot rockets now, which is really cool. And will be of help. A lot. Destroy that. Did I? Oh, I didn't destroy it. Unlucky. Oh my god. Why am I so bad at the game? Okay, there we go. Now there are two strats then to get through the next section. Either I can try to jump over the thing or I can cut it with the laser cutter, which is slower. So I'm gonna try to jump first. Okay, it actually worked. And if it hadn't worked, I could have used the laser weapon. Let's not fall. If I fall here, it's not the end of the world, but it's a little bit annoying. So I'd rather not. And I haven't, so that's good. I'm switching to laser cutting mode. There we go. Make as little for hole as possible. Nope. Oh, please, come on. There we go. What? So I forgot to jump here. I actually don't know how much time it's gonna cost, but probably around 10 to 20 seconds. Right. Yeah, not that much at all. There we go. All you have to do is jump, and you still miss the jump, which is the funny part. And then this guy tries to kill you. But Wyatt comes in and saves the day. That's perfect. I'm still gonna get the health, just to be safe. And yeah.
You know, sir, I was a kid. The man I looked up to most was my wrestling coach, Coach Anderson. You remind me of him. All these years keeping the resistance.
So that is the wagon that we need to go to, but again, we cannot access it because Wyatt says so. So we're gonna try to find a better spot.
Alright, I'll drop you off here.
And right now is a fun section where there's a bunch of enemies, and all we need to do is run and avoid as much damage as possible. There we go. Oh, I dodged so much damage actually, that's perfect. And then we just jump. Oh! And try not to die. And we steal the papers, there we go. So now we're heading to the moon.
We need to move fast. The lunar shuttle leaves tonight from the London Nautica. You will need your equipment up there.
And because they're stupid, they actually think we're the guy on the picture, you know. Very good security, by the way. Next up, Venus, which actually, in the next game we will go to Venus, but not in the New Order. There we go. And so now we're gonna get our arsenal, which was packed, which they didn't check, including our trusty laser cutter. There we go. Oh, I didn't grab the health. That's not a big deal. It's slightly annoying. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. You have to kill that guy, take his weapon, double it, kill that guy. If you get too close to that big enemy, he actually grabs you, and no matter how much health you have, you're dead. So there are two ways to go about it. Either you get a double weapon and you can kill it decently fast, or you can try to go around him, but there is still a chance that he grabs you and you lose a bunch of time, which is annoying. So I prefer the safest way of getting double weapons and getting rid of it. It's not even that much slower, it's maybe... I don't even know if it loses time actually. But at most it's 1 second. Here, if we're lucky, we'll make it through with only 1 bullet. I shot 2 just in case. Reload real quick. And I think there is no more enemies until we actually get to be on the moon itself. Currently we're on the moon base. But we are actually going to be walking on the moon for 30 seconds. And there we go. So it's a pretty useless section where the only enemies are those 2 drones. Ooh, shit. I said it's a pretty useless session and then I die. The only thing you need to do in that section is you need to get over a gap, which I very stupidly fell into. It's fine, it's all good. Yeah, we respawn here. Why did it make me jump here? I didn't press jump. That's weird. Anyway, I must have hit a rock. And here we just jump and we're good. Oh, thank you. Click that button. And we're back in the base. It was a very quick walk on the moon. Could have been quicker if I didn't die. Alright. Oh yeah, here he's removing the tattoo that he got at the labor camp.
Back in the camp.
So again, big enemy, which is double weapon, undouble, and we're good. Then we skip most enemies. We kill that guy, and we're up. Alright. In this section there is a couple of enemies. Oops. Oh, the door closes on me, that's not great. But it's okay.
The command module is where the new generation super soldaten are being manufactured. From what we know, there should be a point of entry to the war room from that area.
And so now we're trying to destroy some super soldiers and go back on Earth.
Get off this space rock.
There we go. I always forget that it's left. No matter how many attempts I have, I always try to go right here. It's very funny. There we go. Oh, I went under 80 health again, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Oops, and there we go. So now we're taking some kind of shuffle to where we can go back home, but it's not really gonna go as planned. Yeah. So we're gonna have to make a little stop. Oh, I'm out of ammo. It could be annoying. Cavalry load here. Perfect. Now we just take whichever health is on the way. Take care of that guy. We can skip to those guys. And it's just important to get as quickly on the left as possible to trigger that dialogue. And then he opens the doors and we can make it through. There we go. Oh. There we go. So again, the biggest enemies in this game are actually the easiest to kill somehow. They usually have a weak spot, or they have a long spawning time in which you kill them. So yeah. We're back in London. In this section there is like a bunch of enemies shooting at you while you're in the cockpit. And actually it's exactly the same time whether you shoot the enemies or whether you just wait. It doesn't change anything. Either way, that helicopter comes in and shoots you, and it's the exact same time. So you're better off just preserving your health and hiding. And there we go. We're back in the London Nautica, so the big research facility. Except it's a bit of a mess. They still haven't fixed it. And there we go. Destroy that chain. We go through that little hole here, which is a little bit weird. And yeah. Skip most enemies again. Okay, that door was nice, that's cool. Double weapons is actually really OP in this game. That's what is used to kill most enemies with a lot of health. So, yeah. It's really, really handy. And there's actually a little glitch in the game, which allows you to have a different weapon in each hand, otherwise it's always has to be the same. But it's so situational that it's actually never used in the speedrun. Even in the glitched category, there's just no use for it at all. So yeah, it's just a little fun fact. And that, oh yeah, hi, that is the London Monitor, which is the reason why London was taken in the first place. It's a big robot, big scary robot, and as you may have guessed, it has a weak spot, and we're gonna kill it very fast. So, yes. Here I skip the dialogue so that it actually starts from the same position every time. And it's always the same pattern. You shoot the eye, you shoot under, you try to not get stomped. Then it's gonna shoot some rockets. You don't actually have to destroy them, but you know, it's always good. Then it's gonna switch to that little thing, which you can literally stay under because you're in the easiest difficulty. It does no damage at all. Like, it's really stupid. And you just have to wait for the eye section to activate, you shoot the eye, you shoot under, and it's dead. It's literally that simple. That boss, when I first did it, without knowing how to kill it, probably took me somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes. And then knowing that you can do it in less than 1 minute is actually very funny. And so now it's time. We've taken control of the moon, we've taken control of London. So now we are back to Berlin. Oops. Oh, die, please. Okay. Oops. There we go. So we're back at the headquarters, as you may have noticed, except the Nazis have actually found the headquarters and our friends had to leave. We have to kill that enemy here, that enemy there. Now we can make it through. There we go. Oh, where are we? Oh.
There's one helicopter still on the ground in our hangar. If you can't get away to get to the hangar, bring our people back. Just keep
There we go. And yeah, there's a bunch of enemies in that room, but we can just take the ladder and go next. It really doesn't matter if you kill them or not. Or actually, if you kill them, you lose time, so it does matter that you don't kill them. And there we go. We're being ambushed by 2 big robots, but this time we're being saved by Caroline, the girl who was in the wheelchair before. She's found some kind of super armor, which allows her to walk again and do all kind of cool shit.
He's out of ammo and essentially defenseless. Poor Sid.
There we go. Gotta use the rockets to kill the dog. There we go. And once everybody's dead, Caroline comes back with the helicopter, which we retrieved. And we can go to the last level of the game, which is returning to Death's Head's compound, which was where the first level actually took place, except we are back 14 years later. So this time we have much better gear, I guess. We're much better prepared. And it's gonna go much differently than the first time.
Careful as you make your way to the cannons there. You're heading in fast and the currents are bound to be strong.
Alright, so we're gonna use the same weapon that we used on the bridge, which is that floating spiky ball.
200 meters.
And we're gonna fire it straight into the compound, which caused us so much trouble in the first level.
50 meters.
There it is. That's where we landed. And boom. Now we have a little bit of swimming left to do.
Anya, I'm coming for you. I'm in your house, Jim. Is this the day?
The last dog that we jump over, just like the good old times. It's very important that we get the health here. We just get past that robot. It's very important that we get the health because there's so many enemies in there. They do a lot of damage. And you have to push a button while they're shooting you. But yeah, you just make it through. A little bit of health left, that's perfectly fine. Fun fact, I died to that door before, where it fell on me while I was on PB pace. So now I'm very careful with it.
Everything according to plan.
And here's the last long cutscene of the game, where we get ambushed by Booby, the guy from the train, right before the final boss. And he injects us with something. You'll find out in the cutscene.
Further inhibits your nervous system, shutting down your motor faculties. You'll find it harder and harder to move. There we are.
Oh, hey. Was kann ich wirklich tun? Bin beschäftigt. Entweder in Berlin, um den letzten Dreckshaufen zu beseitigen, den Captain Blaskowitz vor unserer Tür hinterlassen hat.
Ich habe ein Geschenk für dich, mein Schatz.
So that's where we found out also, that's where we find out, sorry, that she has survived the attack from the big robots in the labor camp. But she has not survived without visible damage.
Dein Geschenk ist kostbarer als alles, was ich mir hätte erträumen können.
Darf ich ihn für dich aufschneiden?
And again, we just survived that, you know, because of course we do.
This woman is my life, you understand? My everything. Homeblood.
And actually here, I used to kill Booby before moving forward, but it's actually just faster to not kill him, which is very weird because he's one of the main villains in the series. But yeah, you just walk past and you can actually just finish the level without killing him. There we go. And now we are heading towards the final bosses of the game.
There's your problem.
Taking the elevator.
Is ready when you are, Blaskowitz. Soon as you get our people out of the compound, we'll swoop in and pick you up.
William, what happened to you? You're bleeding.
After Seth got us out from the cells, we thought we would be escaping all on our own. Good to see ya, Blaskowitz. Jason Hoya, man.
Let's get out of here. Kinder, let's go. Lloyd, Lloyd.
He just leaves us on the floor. That's really funny, actually. Especially her, she says like, oh no, you're bleeding, what's happening? And then she just leaves. Like, that's fine. But yeah, Blaskowitz is very tough, so we do make it out. Okay, now in that cutscene, because we have a little bit of time, in that cutscene we find out that in the first level, when he took the brain from Fergus, Death said actually put it inside a robot, and that robot still somehow has that our friend's consciousness, but he can't really control himself. So basically that boss here that we're fighting is basically Fergus, except he has been coded to attack us, and that's really messed up. So there we go. Here I'm taking the health first, because the most important part is just not dying. And you've lost all your weapons, so the only thing you can do is throw grenades. And then you get the brain out, the brain of Fergus out. So you basically kill the machine. And now we're actually fighting Death's Head in that other giant robot. So the robot is actually invincible at the start. So what we have to do is go to those cannons and use those cannons to shoot those zeppelins, because those zeppelins basically take energy from thunder itself to fuel and protect the robot. So once we've destroyed those two zeppelins, we can actually start attacking it. There we go. When he says death and destruction, that's when you can start shooting at it. Then you get all the ammo here. And there we go. There is one last thing, and the timer ends as soon as I stab Death's Head. So I will... Yeah, so in like 3 seconds now, it's gonna end. And... Aika. There we go. Oh, 145 exactly. There we go. Alright, and that's it for Wolfenstein: The New Order. Thanks for watching. And thanks to FINNRUNS for having me as well. Everybody has been very nice, asking me questions and making sure everything went okay. I don't know if you have anything to add?
Not really, no. Thank you very much for coming. It was an interesting run. I'm sure everyone agrees. Small break, then we will be back.
All right, see ya.